Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching Blue Monday Live. This is our season finale of Season 2. We're really excited to have Harold McMillan back as our guest. We're going to chance to play some music with Harold. We have Matthew Broadnax on some guitar and Renee Lopez on the show as well. We're filming here today at Kenny Dorham's backyard in East Austin, Texas. It's been a real treat to film here. Thank you so much to Diversearts. Thank you so much to Harold McMillan for letting us film here. All right, so thank you so much for watching this season finale. Get comfortable, and we'll see you in a bit. Well, we're sitting here with Harold McMillan on our season finale of Blue Monday Live Season 2. We started filming here at Kenny Dorham's backyard because of Harold McMillan, who is the one who's in charge of this place. Harold, tell us how you got involved here at Kenny Dorham's backyard and, you know, the plans you have moving forward for the venue.
Okay. My organization, Diversearts, started doing shows here, I don't know, it's a long time, 12, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't have a lease on the whole space.
Gotcha, yeah.
I used to produce an annual jazz festival, and we'd set up and do the festival.
That was the Clarksville, right?
It started out in Clarksville, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we called it Austin Jazz and Arts Festival.
Nice. What year did you start that in?
The first Jazz Fest was in 1989.
Okay,
in
cool.
Clarksville.
Nice,
Yeah.
okay.
So we ultimately moved east And we did the festival on this spot, and we did it on the spot across the street from the Victory Grill when that was vacant.
Yeah. Tell us about Clarksville, because that's West Austin, right? Which is really predominantly just high-end retail shops now and some pretty expensive homes and condos
Yeah,
now. What was it like back then?
Clarksville. Well, back then
Yeah.
or historically?
Well, I mean, historically, yeah, I'm sorry. What was it like 100 years ago?
I'm not that old.
Well, no, but like as far as history goes, I know
Yeah.
you know a lot about the history.
Clarksville, a lot of times when you find references to the neighborhood, it's listed as the oldest freedmen's town west of the Mississippi.
Nice, okay.
And it was founded at the end of slavery by literally a Mr. Clark,
Yeah.
who was a slave of the governor, Governor Pease.
Yeah.
That's who Pease Park is named for.
Okay. Didn't know
That
that.
same neighborhood.
Yeah.
So he got some land for his family, but then he was able to also bring relatives and friends to buy lots and build houses
Yeah.
there. So it originally was an all-black community that was populated with former slaves' families.
Yeah.
And the roots of those families are still there, and the Clarks, the Griffins, the Baylors.
Yeah.
So a handful of those families still live there, but
That's
not
what's up.
very many.
Man.
But when the state bought the right-of-way for Mopac,
Yeah.
they displaced a whole bunch of folks. And a lot of those folks ended up moving to East Austin.
Okay.
But
What was like the properties like around here in East Austin in the 80s?
where we are right now, were boarded up buildings.
Dang, okay.
The liquor store was there.
Like Quickie Picky?
The Quickie Picky.
Normal convenience store or what?
The Quickie Picky might have been a convenience store then.
Yeah.
But when I first became familiar with this neighborhood, you couldn't walk inside the Quickie Picky. It was totally drive-through.
Man, okay.
You
yeah.
drive. It's a convenience store.
But drives
it's
up
got all
conven-
the stuff that a convenience store has.
Yeah.
But they did window service only.
Man,
you know?
okay.
And the Long Branch was still there. The Long Branch was, a beer bar that opened early in the morning.
What year did the Long Branch open? 'Cause that's where I met you, over the Long Branch.
The black folks that used to run the Long Branch probably sold out to Jim and his partner.
Kevin, right?
I don't know,
One of those. yeah,
the
combinations,
business
yeah.
relationship, but that would have been 90s, probably early 90s.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because once the original black bar, Long Branch, went away, the new version of Long Branch, Jim and his partners, they bought that. They bought Red Scoot In.
Gotcha.
And then Jim was a partner in another historic black-owned building in West Campus.
Yeah,
and
which one?
they had a barbecue joint called Friedman's.
Ah, okay. I know.
And I don't know if those, I know Scoot In still exists, but they don't own it anymore.
No, yeah, I'm not sure. I
But-
think C3 owns that one now. But Long Branch, though, as far as when Jim and them took over, that's one of the first bars that kind of was like the first gentrification bar, essentially, almost in East Austin.
Well,
Was it-
yeah, like this strip here, there used to be joints. There used to be cafes and clubs all along here. But so that's the only whiskey bar, the Long Branch. Victory Grill during that time was
beer.
up and down, and they
okay.
at certain points had beer licenses.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of the bar for a long time.
I know, yeah, because I met you, yeah, it was 2011, I want to say, but like, where I met Tiffany, she was her favorite place to be. I know a lot of people really love that place. I felt like it was just, the Monday night jams was like where I got to meet you and got to get my roots, playing it here in Austin. So tell me about how you started that jam, because I know you started it here at the Victory Grill.
Yeah, I started it at the Victory. Well, traditionally, there's supposed to be a Blue Monday jam in every city.
Yeah.
More than one.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of into the history of that traditional stuff.
Well, that's why I named the show Blue Monday Live, to
Yeah.
keep that going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I started the jam here. There'd been, fits and starts of jams that would pop up and go away.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Jamie had a jam here.
At the Victory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I started my jam, because he was ultimately married to Eva,
Yeah, that's right. I'm about to say, yeah.
who used to run the venue.
Yeah.
And after they moved on, I started doing the jam. And that, at this point, I guess was 10 or 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe, let's just say 10 or 12 years
Let's
ago.
say that, yeah. I mean, because really, it was 2014 when I met you. Yeah, that's what I remember now.
Yeah, and we were...
It's 3 years later, because by 2011, you're over here, I imagine, by then, right? Matthew Robinson, of course, on the jam. And who was your first drummer you had? You remember that?
The early days of that jam, I was trying to build a band that ultimately would become the Blues Syndicate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I basically wanted to put a band together around me and Matthew.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep Matthew out and playing.
I love Matthew. Yeah.
So Doug Marcis, my friend Doug, he played drums some.
Did you have any keyboard players then?
Right up front. John Washington played keyboards with us some.
Oh, yeah.
Back in those days. Roland Laws.
Yeah.
Played drums some.
Man, I like Roland, yeah. And Mike Blue was another member.
Mike Blue was one of the first guitar players. Before that, it was Woody Russell and Jose.
I was about to say, yeah, because when did you meet Jose? Because Jose is the one, when I got to town, Bryce told me, go to the Long Branch, go meet Harold McMillan and Jose Reese. That's what he told me specifically. So I went out there, met y'all. But how did you meet Jose?
I met Jose a few years before that through the Elias brothers.
Which was that? I don't remember.
Aaron is a great drummer.
Nice, okay.
And I don't remember his brother's name, who plays several instruments.
Nice, okay.
And it was a call for a pickup gig.
Yeah.
With the Sweet Tones.
Yeah.
And go and do a rehearsal and then go play a private party and get paid.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I met him first.
That's what's up, yeah.
Yeah.
Jose's a trip, man. I just remember because we were over there, and like Jose as a harmonica player was able to teach me a lot on saxophone, like because I came in real rough and real raw, so like we used to, had not to play over, other people and listening. I really it was nice to have someone like Jose and you like really teach me and help me get through, a lot, just break through a lot of moments, breakthrough moments I like to see in like my music education.
Yeah, well, Jose approached playing playing harmonica.
Yeah.
A lot different than a lot, if not most, blues harmonica players.
He's almost like a jazz player more so.
He studied lines, he learned melodies, he wrote melodies. It wasn't just about the wah 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 da da wah wah wah.
With that little Walter sound, it was super popular. I get that.
So so a lot of the, the traditional harmonica lines, that cool Chicago stuff.
Yeah.
There's little Walter, but there's George Smith too, Juke and those were like up-tempo jazz swing.
There's some good stuff, man.
It was blue jazz.
Yeah.
And Jose's influence came more from that side, and he played some pretty lines on harmonica,
Yeah, man.
So part of the reason for him sticking around was that Blues Syndicate, I wanted it to be a situation where we could play just nasty gut bucket, scream Matthew blues.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to play some tunes that I wanted to play too that had melody lines and arrangements.
There was some good stuff. I remember like 1010 Dio was another where we played that one a lot. Blues for Carol, like those kind of songs. I just get into those songs, learning the structures of those was really informative as well. Growing up in your household here, what was the music that was playing in your radios, or televisions at your time?
Oh yeah, a lot of radio, but record player too.
Record player, yeah.
So what was normal was that we listened to KNOK. The soul station out of Dallas.
Yeah, okay.
And then at night, we listened to WLAC from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Nashville and Gallatin, Tennessee. Like
Yeah.
super powerful.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And the
AM
this was
radio?
on AM.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and most of the shows were sponsored by Randy's Record Mart.
Okay.
Really, I mean, I remember all this
That's
stuff.
fun. I love that. Yeah.
And they revolutionized kind of the get your music by mail very early on.
Yeah.
So they would put together a 6-pack that you could buy for really cheap and have mailed to you
Yeah.
that were 45. So they didn't sell albums, I don't think.
How much did you pay for those?
I don't know, $3 or whatever.
And they were just like a subscription service, like essentially, kind of thing? Or
No, it's like, so
sampler?
you might be listening to an early show with one of the DJs, you know, so they play John Lee's cut and then they go, and this week alone, we have a 6-pack featuring Lightning Hopkins, John Lee Hooker, and so and so.
Yeah.
And it includes these sides, and you can get it delivered live, you know, fresh at your door for only $277 plus postage and handling.
Man.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. And that was the ads that would be on there? So
Yeah, it's cool.
how many records did you end up with at the time?
My dad
Yeah.
bought records from them.
Mm-hmm.
My sister and brothers
Yeah.
bought records for them. I hadn't bought my first record at that time.
Okay.
You know, I mean,
Well,
literally,
tell us-
I'm a kid.
And then tell us, what city were you born in? You know, East Texas, around the Dallas area. I don't want to get it wrong. I always say Emory, but I might be wrong.
I was born in Greenville,
Greenville, okay.
but I was born in Greenville because there's a hospital in Greenville, and there wasn't a hospital in Emory,
Yeah.
which is a half hour away.
Tell me more about your family when you were growing up. Was there music? Did y'all play music in the house? Or like, you know, as far as instrumentation, were y'all singers? Were y'all, you know, what was it like?
No, my family was not particularly a music family. My
Okay.
sister plays piano.
Nice.
She took lessons whether she wanted to or not.
Did you have a piano in the house?
No, we didn't.
Okay, yeah.
My aunt had a piano,
Yeah.
but when we were kids, we didn't have a piano in the
Yeah.
house. So she took lessons, and I think the whole point of that was so that she could play at church. You know, that was kind of a thing that the
That's
girls
nice.
did.
Yeah.
They took piano lessons in the next little town, Lone Oak, from Miss Lewis.
How much were lessons back then? Did you
God,
remember?
I don't know. It's probably 50 cents or
50
something.
cents? Yeah.
I don't know, but
Gotcha.
But considering that, you know, gas was 25 cents a gallon,
Did you ever have to go with her while she did her piano lessons?
I went some
Yeah.
because I think my folks were trying to gauge, you know, whether I would be into it.
Yeah.
But apparently Miss Lewis was a good piano teacher because a lot of kids from my hometown took lessons from her.
Nice,
But
yeah.
she's mean. she was literally one of those with a ruler.
Yeah. She hit your
That's the
hand.
wrong note.
That's how Tiffany's
That's
was.
the wrong note.
Tiffany said her piano teacher was like that too, man.
You know. So my sister took lessons from her.
Yeah.
My eldest brother, Alfred, my sister's name is Gwendolyn. My eldest brother, Alfred, messed around with drums in high school
Nice.
and he wasn't headed toward a career in music. He played
Casually.
drums in the band
Yeah.
at school, you know.
I mean, I think so. I know a lot of people who, you know, played, you know, I think a lot of people I know a lot of drummers, if they just would have kept up with it, could be gigging in Austin, you know, because there's a drum shortage. But like, I know a lot of people who went out there and tried. My brother played drums as well in schools. And
Yeah,
stuff
but
like that.
I don't.
If he stuck with it, you could
My
probably
brother, Alfred, he's quite a bit older than I am. He's
Yeah.
10 years, 12 years older than I am.
Yeah.
I don't recall him ever having a trap set.
Oh, gotcha.
You know,
yeah.
I think it was just a field drum from school kind of thing.
Did like the tenors and the snares and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know,
And that didn't last because
Yeah.
he went to college, and this is Vietnam era.
oh, okay.
And
What was that like?
Um,
Because how old are you when the height of the Vietnam War? How old are you?
I was like, you know, 8, 10, 12.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, in that time period. So people, I mean, I come from a school family. We go to college, you know. So my brother went to college in Tyler, Texas College, all black school.
Gotcha. Okay.
And when you're in school, you get a deferment because they were actively drafting young men and sending them to get killed in
Yeah.
America.
I mean,
right?
Fagan, who was on our show,
Yeah.
he got sent.
Yeah. So he laid out of school for a semester because he was going to work and save money.
Mm-hmm.
And my old man was like, "That's not."
They're gonna get you.
They snatched him up.
Dang it.
You know, they snatched him up, and he ended up choosing the Marines for some ungodly reason. And I laugh about it now because of, laying out of school and then getting drafted.
And then going to the Marines, of all
But then
places,
going to
yeah.
Marines and having a job of killing people. My brother's still in a mental hospital behind
Gotcha.
Vietnam
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
And he's 70-something,
Yeah.
you know.
You talked about him before, yeah.
Yeah,
You
no,
know-
Vietnam, a lot of people.
Oh, I know, man.
You know,
Yeah.
it's at any rate, not much music in that part of the
No,
story.
I didn't know, but I remember talking about it with you a little bit. Yeah, but tell me about you as far as what you got you involved in music. How old are you when you started playing music?
My big brother was my idol.
Gotcha, yeah.
And if he chose drums, then I wanted to be a drummer too, right?
Yeah.
Never did really work out that my folks thought it was a good idea to get me any drums. And this was before I was even in junior high
Yeah.
and could be in a drum program.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I was in elementary school. That's what I thought I wanted to do
Yeah. When did you get your first bass?
when I was 13 or 14.
What were you? What inspired you to start getting into more and playing it out more? Was it wanting to play in church, or was it playing in school bands?
It wasn't playing in church. It was my circle of friends.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Because now that I'm an old man, I can say.
Well, thank you so much for watching the show. That wraps up season 2. Thank you so much to Harold for being on the show and getting a chance to play some music with him and have a great conversation. We want to say thank you so much to Brendan Sanders for putting on the video editing, all the audio production he's put on the show. It's been great this season. We're excited about our plans for season 3, so thank you so much for watching the show. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and go to OscarOrnelas.com for more information. Make sure and check us out in 2021. We got some new guests, some new music lined up. It's going to be a great time. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Days have come and gone, time has been so long, but every day I still dream of you. One time I lost my mind, I went out looking 'cause I thought I could find another love more precious than you. Now I'm in love with a woman that I don't even know. Well, I can't forget about her, but she has some kind of soul.